They should win the group, and it shouldn't be close.
Right.
They should win every single game they play. They should go 3-0 in this group. But
we'll see about that.
Will they go 3-0? Probably not. But they should. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of No Other Pod. Yeet. I'm Jimmy, along with my good buddy Daniel Kooser. Dan, what's going on, my friend?
Dude, not a lot. The season is officially over. We're in the off season now. Everyone's done. Mm-hmm. New MLS Cup champion, first time champion. You know, it's the storybook ending everyone wanted. Good.
Nobody could have seen this coming.
Yeah, I almost thought that Vancouver was going to lose on an own goal.
I'm glad
that was stuck so bad.
Pulled one back. And then for a minute there, I mean, we'll talk about this a little bit more, but it looked like Vancouver was pushing. But
I saw a lot of people online saying Vancouver was the better team despite the result, you know?
Yeah, it's, especially considering that they had to fly freaking 3,000 miles across multiple countries. So,
right.
They did pretty good, I would say, all things considered. But
yeah,
I don't know. It is what it is, and we have a new MLS champion, first time champion, and the most predictable MVP of all time. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But you and I, we went to Monday Night Raw a couple nights ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Raw.
We're not going to talk tons of wrestling, obviously, but it was a fun show. We had Jey Uso walk right next to us, which was kind of cool.
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to send Nick that video right now. No, that was a hell of a time, man. I'm a little disappointed with the product, if I'm being honest. It felt like the show was just like slopped together. Like maybe they didn't have enough wrestlers or something. It felt kind of weird.
It did kind of feel like they stretched the ending and like we're stalling and we were all like, the fuck is going on? And then I do kind of wonder if like they were supposed to be another match or something and somebody got, I don't know. It was weird because they were like Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor are going to wrestle each other. And I'm like, that's kind of a sick match. I'm excited to see that. And then Finn Balor was nowhere to be seen, not even backstage. Rey got attacked by stupid Logan Paul. And then he disappeared and never came back. And I was like, this is, something feels like, I don't know if travel delays or something happened, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it was supposed to.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that. It felt like it went off script or I don't know. And it's too bad because prices go higher, quality goes lower. It shouldn't really be like that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. They can't all be winners, right? Not everything you do in this world is going to be 100% out of the park.
That's true. And the first Raw we went to a couple years ago, I was like, that was a good show.
Oh, bro. I went to a SmackDown where the one where Becky Lynch broke her nose and there was blood running down her face. That was in Kansas City, and I was there. Cool time.
But these last two Raws we've been to kind of been subpar, I feel like.
I know, and I'm like, I'm fighting. I want to go and be there because if you're a fan of something, you almost feel obligated to support that something.
Sure.
Like, dude, I mean, you know how many vegan places I eat at that I might not want to anyways, but I feel obligated.
You're like, I got to represent.
I have to.
No, I got you.
I don't know. We'll see how next year probably.
There were a lot more empty seats this time around than there were last time, and last time there were more empty seats than the first time we were there. So I at this point, honestly, I'd rather pay for floor seats to a TNA match like we did for damn near half the price of the WWE tickets that we got.
Oh yeah, I'd be open to that too.
But it was fun. It was a good time. I do think I was talking to my buddy today who was there, and I was like, there was one point when like Braun Breaker, he's doing his promo, and he kind of like flustered himself, and you could tell that he kind of like lost his step, and then he said something crazy about CM Punk's wife and Paul Heyman, kind of like in character, but also I kind of was wondering if it was Paul Heyman being like, pull it back, like don't go too off the rails.
Yeah, it all felt kind of
about the wife, and I'm like, what is happening? I
was like, is that how we're ending the show? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
It was weird, but it was fun. Overall, fun time. Except for the part where somebody behind us started throwing popcorn at you and we almost got in a fight.
Can you believe that? Look, I got news for you. Use your words and don't throw things at people you ass hat. Like that was crazy. A piece of popcorn just hit me, and I was like, I do not want to be in a stupid fight right now. Like, what is
No.
happening?
It was wild. We were standing up during a commercial break. Literally nothing was happening. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Dan starts getting popcorn thrown at him. And somebody behind him goes, if I wanted to watch on TV, I would have stayed at home.
Yeah, Jimmy turns around and just goes, relax. We're going to sit during the match. Everybody stands right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, oh, okay. Because Jimmy was going to fucking kill him.
No, I don't think I've legitimately ever gotten in a fist fight in my life. But
you look like you could because you're a large man.
I am
tall in stature.
I'm a big person. You're a relatively big person.
Not
and
many
your other
people are
friend who was
taller than
there,
me.
your other friend who was there is also a pretty tall person.
He's pretty tall. Yeah.
And he turned around and told him to chill out too. So I don't think the guy expected us to turn around and basically tell him to knock it off.
Yeah, I didn't because well, I'm a wuss.
I didn't used to be that way. I used to be like, oh, ignoring it. And something in the last few years, I'm just like, if you're being an asshole to me, I'm just gonna call you out on it, and either let's scrap or you're gonna back down. But
bro, I was almost wise enough to turn around, grab the popcorn out of midair, and eat that shit.
That would have been, you just turn around, Matumbo block it, and then you just wag the finger. No.
Would have been epic. I was feeling pretty sassy.
But just be a normal person.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Chill out. Don't be a dick, and
crazy.
It'll all be fine. There is some sporting news to talk about.
A little bit.
Let's get into some soccer news, and I will say the biggest story is not necessarily the most surprising story. And at this point, it's dang near a week old. But after we recorded and after our podcast went live last Tuesday, Sporting Kansas City officially announced that they had mutually parted ways with interim head coach Kerry Zavagnin. And Michael Ellig said, quote, Kerry is a sporting legend and his impact on this club is permanent. For 26 seasons, he gave everything he had to Sporting, both as a player and a coach. His name hangs on the walls of our stadium because the standard he set is woven into the identity of this club. Through a difficult season and major transition, he carried himself with the same steady presence that made him a sporting legend in the first place. And then he kind of keeps going on for thanking him for his contribution. So I don't think this is necessarily a surprise to anybody involved, but I think it's probably good to have some official closure and we can move forward now with knowing that it's not Kerry, right?
Yeah, but dude, here's what got me just now when you said thank them for 26 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like you also could have added 10 years onto that or whatever it was as a player. I mean, he came here and
I think that includes him being a player, 26 years as a player and coach.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah.
But still, a long time. Because 16 years from 2009 until now.
Yeah, edit that out. Math is a little rough.
It's okay. It's late in the evening and it is what it is. But still, I mean, that's half his life has been Sporting Kansas City.
Oh yeah,
that's a long time. So
100%.
I can't imagine that was an easy conversation necessarily for either Kerry or for whoever. I assume Mike Gillig, the one who had to kind of tell him that, and probably David Lee, who's the sporting director, saying, "Hey, we're moving in a different direction." I think it's, they always give people a little bit of respect when they say we're mutually parting ways, because it's not like, oh, we're firing. It's just like, hey, he's not going to be the coach. He's agreeing that it's time for him to move on. So it is what it is. But now we know it's not Kerry, which I think we all kind of knew it wasn't going to be. And we can look forward to who is potentially going to be the next head coach. And as part of that, a report came out a couple of days later that said, from Tom Bogert of The Athletic, Sporting Kansas City is reportedly down to 3 finalists for its head coaching role. And one of those candidates, sources briefed on the situation, said is Rafa Wicki. And Rafa Wicki most recently coached BSC Young Boys, and he previously was the coach of the Chicago Fire and the US U7 national team. He has played in MLS. He played for Chivas USA. He began coaching in Switzerland because he is a Swiss international. He won the Swiss Super League with Young Boys in 2022-2023 and the Swiss Cup. And he was a coach of the Chicago Fire during the COVID season. So he only really had a chance for a year or two, not even a full couple of years with the Chicago Fire, but with the new chief soccer officer, David Lee, and him coming off success as a more established coach in his native Switzerland, maybe there's something here. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can say this would or wouldn't be a home run hire because your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah,
But it's a name.
I mean, everything you've read sounds good. Like
Yeah.
you gotta hire someone, man. We're in early December here. Season starts mid-February like that. I mean, we got to get rolling.
Yeah. So when he was with the Chicago Fire, they missed the playoffs by 1 point during the COVID-19 pandemic shortened season. They fired him during his second year, so he didn't do a whole full 2 years. But at that point, the Fire already hadn't made the playoffs for 3 years leading up to it. So he, no pun intended, inherited a dumpster fire and then didn't really have an opportunity to fully turn it around, especially with COVID and everything. So I don't think we can sit here if you're hesitant about, man, a failed Chicago Fire coach, like, is that really the best we can do? I personally wouldn't sit here and judge his success or his potential based on his time with the Chicago Fire because I don't think it's a fair sample size of what he's able to do. And he's gone and had success since then as a coach. So
same kind of goes for Zavagnin, dude. I mean, he inherited this team as well, and it just never got a chance to really get it off the ground.
For sure. And I still think Kerry somewhere could be a very successful head coach. And who knows what happens? Time is a flat circle, and maybe he'll come back at some point and be Sporting Kansas City's manager down the road. I just think that now wasn't the right time if you have to excite your fan base with something to hire Kerry. So we'll see. St. Louis is also looking for a coach. I think it's funny that their former coach that they fired, Brad Carnell, went on to win MLS Coach of the Year. So maybe it wasn't a Brad Carnell problem, and maybe it was a St. Louis problem.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And they also are interviewing people, but nobody nearly as enticing as Rafa Wiki. So we shall see what will happen there. And then finally, related to Sporting Kansas City, there's a reported signing that's headed our way. This has not been officially confirmed yet, but per Tom Bogert, Sporting Kansas City has acquired goalkeeper Stefan Cleveland from Austin FC for $50,000 in GAM, and Cleveland reportedly signed a new contract with Sporting Kansas City. As of this recording, this has not been officially announced by the club or by Austin FC that I'm aware of. Stefan Cleveland played for Chicago and then Seattle and a couple years in Austin. He has not made a single appearance for Austin. He has not made a single appearance since 2023. His most extensive experience was in 2021, where he played 17 matches for the Seattle Sounders. Technically, this is a veteran goalkeeper that David Lee talked about coming in, but this doesn't seem like the type of goalkeeper who's going to challenge necessarily for a starting job with John Polskamp. This sounds like the guy who can kind of be there and maybe help in the locker room and step in a spot start when needed, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know much about it either, and certainly not announced yet. So, but it sounds like it's all but done, maybe.
Yeah, and if there were going to be a veteran that were going to come in and really try to push Polskamp for a starting role, I would think that they would probably want to invest more than $50,000 in allocation money, and they would probably go for somebody who's at least played a match in the last couple seasons. So, again, not officially announced at the time of this recording, but I feel relatively confident sitting here and saying that it would seem that John Polskamp is probably pretty secure in his number one position as Sporting Kansas City's goalkeeper for next year.
Yeah, his to lose, right?
And it is his to lose. And if he doesn't earn that spot, then I guess that's on him. But we'll see. There's lots of time left for him to still try to earn that spot, or for somebody else to try to make a run. So we shall see. Now, but what is interesting is there are some other, they just announced the free agent list, eligible free agents. And there are some people who, if you wanted a veteran goalkeeper, there's David Bingham, who's been around for a while and whatnot. Maxime Crepeau. those are some players who have played more frequently and might have been a better option to push Pulskamp, but I'm not the sporting director, so
No, dude, stick to your day job, my friend.
What is interesting, I'm literally looking at this as this is coming out right now. This just got published about an hour ago, so I'm kind of reacting to this live. But I'm going to read you a couple of names here who are free agent eligible players, and knowing that we have some players that we need to sign, see if I can interest you in any of them. Now, some of these, forgive me if I read some of these names in there and it's like, oh, we already know that they're going to go out of MLS. I haven't done that much research yet because I'm literally reacting to this live. But Emma Boateng, he's been around for a while. He's a veteran, but decent player. Christian Espinoza of the San Jose Earthquakes, a speedy winger who could be interesting. There is William Agada. Could there be a William Agada and Sporting Kansas City reunion possible on the horizon? Mark Anthony Kaye, he was a midfielder that Sporting had previously tried to go after and didn't work out. Brooks Lennon was previously a pretty solid designated player level player. So I don't know. These are just players that, as I'm looking through, there might be some players here that are worth looking at bringing back for Sporting Kansas City. It is weird seeing players like Eric Tommy and Johnny Russell and Logan Ndembe and such on this list, but we know they're not coming back. So,
oh yeah, and you'll see. I think Matt Doyle put out a big article about top players that are available, and it's separated into two parts, and it has a list of long-term solutions. Someone who's going to be with your club for the foreseeable future. And then the second one is veterans who could help winning clubs right now. So not someone you'd expect to stick around forever.
Yeah.
But Christian Espinoza is on that big list, man, to help you beyond, to be a cornerstone of your offense.
Man, Christian Espinoza, I feel like would be a fantastic signing for Sporting Kansas City. I know he's turning 31, but he's a guy who you can probably get on a relatively good deal. He's still got some pace, and he'll bring a veteran presence. Walker Zimmerman is another one where if you're trying to rebuild a back line and you need somebody who can come in for a year or two, he's on this list. I would certainly take a look at Walker Zimmerman as a potential stopgap as you're looking to essentially entirely rebuild your back line. Yeah.
They had Dane St. Clair on here too, the goalkeeper out of Minnesota.
Ooh, yeah, man. Dane St. Clair, he was the one who, he's 2025 MLS goalkeeper of the year. So he's the one who, if I were looking at, would there be somebody who could potentially unseat John Pulskamp, it would have been Dane St. Clair. But
he was the best in the league, man.
Okay.
And he's in his prime,
Yeah. It would be, that would have been a huge signing. He's awesome. But I don't know. There are some interesting players in here. Even Paul Rothrock. I mean, he's a decent midfielder. He's younger for the Seattle Sounders, but he's only 26. He's a guy who, if again you needed somebody entering their prime in the midfield who's got some experience for a good team, I'd take a look at him. So, yeah, definitely some interesting players on here, and some players that have had a lot of success in MLS. So it'll be interesting to watch who signs some of these players.
Yeah, it'd be cool if some of these names make our team.
Absolutely. I think it would behoove David Lita to take a look at a couple of these players for sure.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's take our break. We have obviously MLS Cup to talk about and some World Cup stuff that we want to talk about, but let's go ahead and take a break here and we'll be right back.
What's up, guys? It is Benny Heiss, KCSN betting analyst, and Missouri, your moment is finally here. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is now live right here in the state. So now you can make every game so much more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more, all from your phone, and it's all safe, secure, and easy to use. And listen, we know fans in the state of Missouri know game day, whether it's the tailgates, the noise, the passion. And now with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can bring that same energy to every snap, every touchdown, and every win. Right now, new Missouri customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. There's no waiting, no nonsense, just pure action powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. So here's what you do. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code KCSN. Code KCSN. Remember, new Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code KCSN. The crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they're issued. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, please see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
I tell you, man, I'm not a fan of driving home like that last night. I just feel rocked. I feel tired.
You got a longer drive to get back to Topeka than I did to get to Lee Summit.
Yeah, went to bed after 11, and that's late for me. Wasn't late for you.
I went to bed
old man
about
stuff.
1 a.m.
Wow,
So-
man, what'd you do?
I got home. I, sat on the couch with my dog, watched some TV, and drank a decaf coffee, and just kind of unwound. So
Decaf coffee, huh?
I love a good decaf at night, especially when it's cold in the winter.
So you just like coffee?
I love coffee.
Ew, dude.
You don't like coffee?
I mean, I have one a day, but it's purely for the buzz, dude. I'm a
Oh no, man! If caffeine weren't bad for you, like in large amounts, and if coffee wasn't just going to constantly make me shit myself all day, I would just drink nothing but coffee all day. I love coffee.
You'd be stinking like coffee at all times, out of your pores.
Also, why I can't do it, but especially this is going to be the most millennial thing I've ever said, but a good cold brew. I love a good cold brew. It's so good.
What the hell?
Yeah, but I come home and I got a whole decaf set up here, and especially when it's cold outside, I get my little Yeti. Not sponsored, but my Yeti Casey Current cup, and I make a decaf, and I sit on the couch and I watch my shows, and it's how I unwind.
Good deal.
So, yeah, it's fun.
Little peek into the life.
And I got my Christmas tree set up now, so I'm sitting there with my Christmas tree and my dog and my decaf coffee. I watched when my cousins were in town. They showed me a Christmas movie on Netflix. I don't know if are you into Christmas movies at all?
I have, yeah.
Have you seen Single All the Way?
Hell yeah.
I had never seen that.
Great,
and
great
showed
movie.
it to me. I was cracking up.
That's hilarious.
I loved that movie.
Very funny.
Yeah,
there's another one right now called the Jingle Bell Heist or something.
I've heard that's good.
Yeah.
But we watched Single All the Way. That was good. And then we watched Love Hard, which I don't know if you've seen that one. That's from a few years ago, I think.
Might have.
It's basically a lady gets catfished and flies from LA to New York to meet the guy that she thinks she's meeting, and turns out he was using a picture of another guy in town. And her favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard, and his is Love Actually, and then it's a whole romance of how she ends up falling in love for the actual nerdy guy. But you might think that one's funny too.
I've not seen that. Interesting.
Yeah, you should watch that one. It's decent. It's not as good as Single All the Way, but Love Hard is decent.
Well, all right. I might be busy watching this Jingle Bell Heist. I'm just throwing.
I do have to watch that too, and I know I told you that I got to watch Welcome to Derry, which is distinctly not a Christmas show.
Don't get me started on Welcome to Derry. Kids are getting eaten, man. Just chomping.
I mean, that's what happens with scary clowns.
And he goes, "I'm sorry. Do I have face on my face?" I'm like, "Oh, why are you so scary?"
Clowns don't scare me.
I just did.
I don't like horror, but clowns don't scare me.
The clowns, dude. The teeth and the shape shifting, he can be whatever he wants.
Yeah.
All right, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Let's
All
move on.
right. Well, I won't get you started. How about I get you started on this? Speaking of Miami, we're going to talk about them winning MLS Cup. But even before they won MLS Cup, how's this for a rumor? Have you heard of a man named Timo Werner? Very famous English soccer player, or not English soccer, European soccer player who
Pretty
played
sheltered
for Chelsea and played for Red Bull and such, Red Bull Leipzig, one of the best German players of the last handful of years. Apparently, he's rumored to sign for Miami because they're not good enough with all of their European star talent that they get coming from overseas. So let's just give them another player.
That's the business. If you're sexy enough to attract someone like that, then yeah, you get them. You get those players.
It's just
how do we beat them to someone like that? You know, how does a team like us do that?
I mean, he's 29 years old. He's scored damn near 100 goals for Red Bull Leipzig. He, played for Chelsea for 3 seasons. I mean, he was like one of the most promising German players for a long time and is still very good. And it's like, oh, you're in your prime? Go to Miami. Sure. Why not? They just won MLS Cup. They got to find somebody to replace freaking Luis Suarez. Let's get Timo Werner. But
wow. A little salty you sound. Not excited about this rumor.
Miami's annoying, and they beat Vancouver, and like you said, they got an own goal in the 8th minute, and it was just kind of like, I'm not going to pretend it wasn't a good play from Miami. Like, it was a good counter, and it was a cross, but they got a little lucky with it being redirected on goal, and I'm just a little salty about Miami winning a game that, like you said, some people argued that Vancouver was maybe the better team. They had more possession, more shots on target, and
I know. That's why this sport sucks so much.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the match?
I had it on my phone while I was watching the new Spartacus TV show.
Oh my God.
What? Shut up.
It's the most Dan thing I've ever heard. That's funny.
Yeah, it is. But I was looking more at my phone probably, but I did see all the goals, all the replays and stuff.
Look, Messi's good. Breaking news. Turns out he's pretty good at soccer.
He just puts it on a platter for you, and if you don't finish, that's your problem. Like, you need to pay him back because he's serving up 100. He's batting 1,000 there, man. He doesn't mess up. The ball's always on, spot on.
No, I mean, and the thing that is so frustrating about Messi is he's a little older now, but he is so friggin' good at conserving his energy until the exact moment where he needs to just go full speed. And when he does that, then suddenly he pops out of nowhere, gets a ball, makes a couple quick moves, and then suddenly the ball's down the field. It's in a dangerous spot, and they win. So now you asked me a question. I don't think I've ever seen this before. When they scored the game-sealing goal, their third goal in stoppage time, have you ever seen a head coach just full out run onto the field and tackle the player who just scored the way that Mascherano did?
Well, that was insane. Did you think about it right when it happened?
Oh, yeah. No, I was like, I assume he's going to at least get a yellow card.
I thought a yellow would be shown. It's like, hey, glad, and the coach would be like, whatever, worth it. But it didn't even happen. Not even a card to say, hey, that is against the rules. And I like rules, bro. I like to obey the rules. Mm-hmm. And I want fairness across everyone else who has to obey the rules.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
It did suck. The second goal, I'm watching it right now. Vancouver just gives it up. Messi just pickpockets a man right in midfield. He kind of comes out of nowhere, like I said, just quick little pickpocket, takes 3 dribbles, and then just a perfectly weighted through ball to Rodrigo de Paul, who then puts it into the net, and ultimately that's the winner. But you can't do that with Messi on the field. It's just not. You can't do it.
No.
So, it would have been funny. I do kind of wonder if when Mascherano ran onto the field, because the referees have headsets and such, this is pure speculation, if it probably should have been a red card or at least a yellow. But if they kind of radioed down, hey, don't do that, because I wonder if he gets a red card, if he wouldn't be able to come out for the celebration and the trophy ceremony.
But it should have. I think it'd be a yellow. I don't think it'd be a red card for entering the field of play.
It should have at least been a yellow.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it wasn't. Maybe he'll get fined by MLS, like ceremonially. They'll fine him like $1 and just say it's an undisclosed fine. But
also, I mean, it's supposed to be a yellow card if you delay a restart. So it's like, never is.
Yeah, that is true. Unsurprisingly, Messi also was named the MLS 2025 Landon Donovan MVP. He is the first player in league history to win the award in consecutive seasons. He got like 80-something% of the media vote. 83.05%.
He's like, who's the hell Landon Donovan?
Right. He got 83.05% of the media vote. Interestingly, he only got 55% of the player vote. And I do think it's interesting that players and media very rarely seem to agree on these awards, which I think is somewhat telling. He still was far and away the number one player vote getter, but number two, who had a significantly higher percentage than his media vote getter vote percentage, was Anders Dreyer from San Diego, who was fantastic this year. So clearly nobody from Sporting Kansas City, but in total, Lionel Messi, when you combine media, players, and club personnel, Messi had more than 70% of the total vote. And second place was Anders Dreyer with 11%. So
good for him, man. Like trophies he's never won before. So, kind of cool. He's won a lot of stuff in his career.
I'm gonna quiz you, and I would not have gotten this, but I'm just looking in the previous list. Maybe you've seen it. Do you remember do you know who the last player to win MVP from Kansas City is? You're gonna have to. I'll give you a clue. You're gonna kind of go in the Wayback Machine for this one.
Oh, is that Preki? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Preki, 2003. We have not had an MVP since then. 22 years. Speaking of Lionel Messi in Argentina, we now also know, because the World Cup draw happened, which teams are coming to Kansas City to play in the World Cup. We knew that it would not be Mexico. We knew it would not be Canada. And we knew it would not be the United States based on the groups that they were going to be in. But now we know that the teams coming to play in Kansas City include Lionel Messi in Argentina, who will be the first game against Algeria on Tuesday, June 16th. So Messi and Argentina, certainly the biggest team that's coming to play. Ecuador will face Curacao, or as Wayne Gretzky pronounces it, Curacao, on Saturday, June 20th. Tunisia will play the Netherlands on Thursday, June 25th. And then Algeria will play Austria on Saturday, June 27th. So I know you and I were talking about this a little bit at Monday Night Raw. Do you think there's any chance in hell that people like you and me are going to be able to afford tickets to a World Cup match here in Kansas City, especially knowing that someone like Lionel Messi is going to be here playing?
It's going to be tough, right? I mean, secondhand market's going to look pretty dumb, dude.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people will pay for it, and probably put it on a 0% interest credit card and pay it off for 12 months, right?
Well, yeah, you're probably right about that. It is interesting. Some of the matchups. You look at the groups. You look at the U.S.'s group, and they'll try to tell you that it's not rigged. But if you look at the groups of the home countries, Mexico, they're in a group with South Africa, Korea, and a playoff European team to be determined. Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and a playoff team to be determined. And then the USA, Australia, Paraguay, and a playoff team to be determined. Those are three relatively easy groups. It just is weird how that works out for the three home countries that, you're all probably going to get through. And if you don't, something disastrous has happened.
Right.
But I don't know. If you look at the other groups, Brazil and Morocco, they're in the same group. That might be pretty tough. The Netherlands has Japan. That could be tough. Belgium and Egypt and Iran, honestly, is a good team. That could be pretty tough. Spain and Uruguay, that's tough. France and Norway and Senegal, that's pretty tough. I mean, Portugal and Colombia, England and Croatia and Ghana, that might be the hardest group. There are some hard groups, and the next best team that the U.S. gets is Australia. Seems, I don't know. I'm not saying it's rigged, but it's weird how it works out that way.
Seems easy for them to get out of their group, supposedly.
If they don't get out of their group, then Poch is going to be fired. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy.
So, but,
even Alexi Lawless was like, they should get out of this group.
They should win the group, and it shouldn't be close.
Right.
They should win every single game they play. They should go 3-0 in this group. But
we'll see about that.
Will they go 3-0? Probably not. But they should.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But we don't yet know which teams will be headquartered here in Kansas City. We know that England and Germany were two teams that were looking at it. I don't know if either of them are going to be playing in games around here or on either coast enough that they still want that to happen. But we'll probably find out at some point. I don't think it'll be Argentina. They haven't really been expressing interest here, but who knows? So,
yeah.
But yeah, it was a weird. Did you watch the draw at all?
No, absolutely not. And I heard it was a shit show.
They dragged it out like damn near 3 hours.
That sounds so stupid. I've seen clips from it, and President Trump got a silly little made-up peace prize. Like, I'm like, what is going on here?
Which now, Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, is subject of an ethics investigation for how he went about that whole thing.
Oh, good.
So it's a whole mess. It was weird. Yeah, Tom Brady was there. Shaq was there. Tom Brady and Shaq didn't know what to do, so they're like talking to each other, trying to figure out what to do. But their mics were hot, so they're kind of talking over the player, the like MCs.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
Wayne Gretzky, clearly nobody had ever told him how to pronounce half the countries that he was trying to pronounce, and so it's kind of embarrassing.
Sounds
But
like it.
Kevin Hart was there inexplicably, so because he's everywhere. But I don't know. So at least we now know we're getting closer to the World Cup. It's going to be here 6-ish months. And if we can get tickets, great. If not, we'll enjoy the festivities other ways, and we'll try to enjoy the fact that it's here in Kansas City.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anything else you want to talk about to our good listeners this week?
No, dude, that's it. I mean, if everything's going to kick off now. Free agency's going.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in U.S. Open Cup next year, so that format and schedule of events has been revealed. So we now know the dates of the first 2 rounds and all the quarterfinal and all that stuff. So, no, man, it's coming. New season's coming.
New season's coming. So it'll be here before we know it. We're like barely a month away from preseason. So
yeah.
But anyway, y'all, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for listening. Hopefully next week we'll have some more news about player signings, or maybe even a coach edition if we're really narrowed down to the 3 finalists, and we'll be sure to get at you with that. But in the meantime, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. We appreciate it if you do so. Make sure you follow us on social at NoOtherPod, at Dan Kooser, at JCMac03. Send us an email, nootherpod@gmail.com, or check us out on YouTube, KCSN Soccer, or via the Kansas City Sports Network app. But until next time, he's Dan. I'm Jimmy. We'll catch y'all later. See ya.
Yeet.